You ready to get to work, buddy? It's about time, isn't it? What are we doing today? Well, hello. Welcome back. Today is insulation day, and I'm still working at my parents' house, and the contractors just pulled up next door. I don't suppose you can see much over there, but they were making a lot of noise yesterday, and I assume they're going to be making noise again today, so I'll do my best to film in between sessions of sawing and whatever else is going on, power tools, but I know I'm making a lot of noise myself, so I can't complain. But anyway, I'm going to be putting up wool inside my walls up there. Probably not working on the ceiling yet. Getting close, but I want to do the walls first and then the floor probably. So still working out my sequencing, but I'm going to get all that up and out of the van. And then I've also got this big old RV mat that came with the van that I need to find a home for. I don't want to just trash it, so I'll probably put it out on some of my Facebook groups, see if there's anybody in the local area that wants to grab it, and get that out of the way so I have a little bit more space to work in the van. I have also been shuffling around big boxes of insulation. So this box, and now that bag came out of the box, and that's insulation. And then I've got another smaller box in the house, and hopefully a good 3/4 of that's going to go into the van today. And I will be using a little bit of cork. I've got some cork pieces left over from the floor that I can stuff into some of the channels here with the wire. I spent about an hour just this morning trying to put wire loom on some sections that I should have done yesterday. It was a little hard, especially coming up through this channel, and I'm not 100% sure that I got every spot, but I wanted to do the best I could to protect the wire, and I do still need to add some up here. I'm gonna get that done. I think maybe it would have been easier to do in hindsight before I ran the wires or as I ran the wires, but I didn't do that because it seemed like it was really complicated. But in hindsight, like I said, it's even more complicated to try to go back or pull the wires and put the loom back on. So if I can offer a suggestion, it would be to get the loom on at the same time that you're running the wires as best you can. So just a tip for the day. My dad just stopped by to say it's almost time for their morning walk, and I just might join them for that if I can finish this last little run right here. Now, this little tool is pretty cool for doing wire loom. You just run your wires right through here, and it actually rotates so that it can lock them in. And then you use this little piece right here to open the loom and slide the wires in. So let me show you just real quick how that works. You've got your little tool right here. Wires can go in this way. Then you can rotate that around. So then you take this little hook section and put it on the loom right where the opening is. Slide it this way, and you can hold your wires and run the tool, and it just drops it right in there, which is pretty cool. All right, so I got the loom on this last little section. I'm gonna run it back up here, and I do have several places where lights are gonna come off of this, so I probably will have to cut the loom or pull the wire out to make those connections, but at least for now it's protected, and then when I come back I'll take care of that and fill in any gaps if I need to. I am very thankful this morning for a little bit of sea breeze coming through because it is humid. So I hope I'll get as much of this wool done as possible before it gets super hot. It's 9:45 right now because I took that little break for a nice walk with my folks. And I've been finding that it's getting really hot around midday, 1 o'clock, something like that. So I'm trying to do as much in the van as I can in the morning, and I may actually start coming out here at like 6:30 before my parents even get up. So I can get more done. But so far I feel like I'm making pretty good progress. I've been here for a week and have done, what have I done? It looks around, I can't see anything. The floor was done before I came. I made my wheel well boxes. I put cubby holes in them. I got my batteries set up. I got them moved thanks to my brother. I have done my wiring, and I insulated the doors, most of the doors. So yeah, I'm getting there bit by bit, but hopefully the pace will start to pick up because I've got, well, let's see, what's today? I've got, I think, 3.5 weeks before I need to be back in Atlanta, and I'd like to show up at REI and show my friends my van. But we'll see. I'll just do the best I can. And this wool I'm finding cuts very easily with scissors. especially if you compress it a little bit as you cut. And I'm trying out different kinds of scissors to see what works best. These are my mom's kitchen shears. They kind of hurt my hand a little bit because they don't have a real nice grip on them. These are ergonomic left-handed scissors, and they work pretty well too. Andy gave me those, so nice gift from the boyfriend. And then these are shears that I picked up at Harbor Freight with some fairly long blades. They lock, which is nice if I can get them unlocked. But the blades are not quite as long for clipping. So they're good for doing heavy duty stuff like cardboard, but not ideal for the wool. All right, and I have to trim this piece down to fit in my door in the back. And what I love about the wool is like all the cast off pieces really work really well to stuff in other places. And another nice thing about it is because it's soft and flexible, your cuts don't have to be as precise as if you're using something like a foam board, polyiso foam. So I'm gonna go put this in the door and get back to it. Now one thing I've used 3M spray adhesive a lot in the past for graphics and creative stuff, but that apparently is kind of hard to come by right now because everybody's doing a van. Gorilla Glue spray adhesive is heavy duty, it's repositionable, and then supposedly permanent. Now I know it will break down over time, but I'm only really concerned about holding my wool here until I get my walls up, because then the wool has enough substance to it that it will stay in the wall and not collapse down like loose wool would be. Since I'm using the bats, it should be fine. So I'm just going to do a quick light layer of this when I get ready to put my wool panels up. I don't want to get this all over my window, so I'm kind of just trying to block a little bit. I just used my first bat of insulation, or my first roll, I guess. I've got a total of 7. 2 came in boxes of 3 like this, and then one more small box in the house. And I feel like it's stretching a lot further than I thought it would, but I know there's lots of holes and crevices and stuff I still need to do, so I will see how much I use, and then if necessary I may double up because the thickness of the wall. This is 2-inch thick bat, and if I've got leftovers, I may just try to make sure I've got every nook and cranny covered. I just commented that I was a little worried about having too much insulation, and I just finished the door and it feels like I used probably half a roll on the door. So it's going to be interesting as I go just to see how much gets consumed by all these little holes and other places, voids that I haven't seen yet. I'm going to take a break. It is lunchtime and I've still, as you can see, got a good bit more to do. I thought this might be a 2-3 hour project, might be more like a 4 or 5. And one thing I just wanted to point out, if you are buying a commercial product like it's a polyiso, the foam board that a lot of people use for insulation, that's probably going to be a relatively clean project, but I am covered with dirt because wool is natural, and even though I'm sure they clean it and as part of the production process, it's just shedding a lot of little bits and pieces of dirt, so I'm pretty filthy right now, but I'm going to hold off on the shower until I'm done for the day. Well, it's cleanup time. I've got 2 rolls of insulation in the van and still a few spots that I talked about. I'm not filling in those holes yet because I've got a lot of wiring. I've done some there. I've done there. I'm leaving this open and leaving the ceiling open, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. The wool is up. I can start planning out the layout for my wall supports. And yeah, it's nice to have something big like this done. Feels like it's been a pretty successful day, and it's not even 3 o'clock in the afternoon yet, but I need a shower big time. I've got little wool bits everywhere. They're all down in my shirt and everywhere else it gets itchy, so definitely will be excited about having a nice cool shower. Thank you for watching, for sharing this journey with me. And if you want to see more of my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Like, share, whatever you'd like to do, and of course comment. I always like to hear from my viewers, whether you've got suggestions, tips, advice, questions, anything is fair game, so just about anything. Keep it sweet. So anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.